It's the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast with Alex Trataros, John Meleka, and Raisi on the beat. Let's go.
Raisi K, the Raisin Man.
Hey, what's good, everyone? Alex Trataros here with another Knicks episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. And with me, as always, my buddy, my close pal, the man of the plan, the one and only John Meleka. We back talk about the New York Knicks, New York Knickerbockers, because they are lighting it up. Even though they took that L towards the Toronto Raptors with some shady, and I mean shady, officiating, very uneven. Knicks have been doing well, man. They've been beasting. We're getting some phenomenal play from Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and RJ Barrett now that he's back. Even though he's still shaking off the rust, Knicks are looking pretty good, man. I've enjoyed everything that they've been doing up until this point. They've been playing very well in January. But John, what do you think, man? How you doing, bro? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We are in the NFL playoffs yet again without the New York Jets. The New York Giants are once again doing well. So shout out to the Giant fans out there. DJ killing it, Saquon. So that's fun with a new head coach. And then on the other hand, we're looking for offensive coordinators. So back to the best time of the year for the Jets. Hope of quarterback with the draft and who's going to coach. I mean, we're back to normal there. And then we got the Knicks. Exactly where they're supposed to be in the standings, in my opinion. I feel like we're playing the Raptors every single day, and I feel like every single game is a absolute dogfight all the way to the end. Every single time we play them, so I'm so happy that like some way somehow we're not going to play them in a playoff series. Just like looking ahead a little bit because that would be a straight dogfight. If we get them in a play-in, I don't know if my heart's gonna literally work that entire like one or two games, depending on the play-in. So, I'm like you. I am very impressed with the Knicks. I mean, last time we spoke, we were going over the Fred Katz article where he's saying everybody is in the league is coming up hot in the beginning and losing double-digit leads. It feels like the Knicks were, right in the front as usual. Whatever with the hottest trends, the Knicks are always in the front. So they were like leading the statistics there. It seems to happen every game. On the other hand, maybe we're just really good in the first quarter, right? We're just not turning over the ball in the first quarter. We're not missing in the first quarter. Like that's fun too, but like it's just unrealistic. But it's great. Like the Raptors, on the other hand, they have a really tough time starting usually. Not yesterday, but usually starting in the first. It's just interesting with the Knicks.
Or is it because the Knicks are just so woeful at home that we're just giving all of our opponents a chance to survive and come in here and cure their woes? Because the Knicks just we gotta figure this thing out, man. Because I do not know.
You think we have a home disadvantage?
That might actually be what it is, man. This team is just not good defending home court. They're 11-12. They are 11-12 when it comes to their home court record, and outside of the Orlando Magic, the Detroit Pistons, the Charlotte Hornets, only the Chicago Bulls. Let's see. We got the Chicago Bulls. Sorry. No. I'm reading that wrong. Let's see who we got. Orlando Magic. We're the only team right now that is competing for a playoff spot that is terrible at home. Like the Bulls are 12-10. They're slightly above 500. The Hawks are 12-9. The Pacers are 15-9. The Miami Heat are 14-9. The Cleveland Cavaliers are 19-4. The Sixers 17-7. Milwaukee Bucks 17-5. The Brooklyn Nets 13-7. The Boston Celtics 17-5. Only your New York Knicks, outside of the tanking teams of the Orlando Magic, Detroit Pistons, and Charlotte Hornets,
are under 500.
Are under 500 at home. And that's the Eastern Conference.
I mean, sure. On the other hand, you could look at it and say we're 14-8 on the road. We're absolutely
Amazing. We're one of the best road teams.
We're shattering everybody else. We have the same record as the Nets, so we're doing pretty good on the road. So I don't know. Maybe it's just the way the schedule has played its way. But the Knicks lately have shortened their bench. We've seemed to have gotten healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But we are playing a lot of ISO basketball. Let me ask you, why do you think, let's not think too far back and talk theoretically. Let's just talk Raptors game. Why do you think that the Knicks collapsed on themselves in the second half or really in the fourth quarter? Like, what do you think it is? And it's not, the coach and Tibbs, and it's not all going to be on one player, right? So like when you're watching this team and you see that the frustrating part is that we see them put it together in that same game, like earlier, like 14 minutes of gameplay earlier. You know what I mean? So it's not like theoretical. So what do you think is happening there?
I don't know, man. I think it's just when it comes to the Knicks playing against teams like the Raptors or anybody at home, I think just opposing teams just get up to play in Madison Square Garden. Like we've been there, man. You know what the atmosphere is like. It's always a packed arena, no matter how well the Knicks are doing. On top of that, the stage is just lit like you're in a Broadway play, right? It's just a stage, and it gives you a vibe, man, that you just want to go out there, perform. It's considered the Mecca of basketball. So
the matinee, the MLK matinee.
I mean, there's every reason for an opposing team wanting to come in and just perform to their best, right? And just the vibes. It's also the Knicks. They want to make a statement. That's where it is prime time for any team that comes through. But for the Knicks yesterday, I think we also got to consider that the Stars did play a lot of minutes the day before. It was the second of a back-to-back out in Detroit, coming back home.
Life. That's life. That's life as a Knicks fan, bro. We can't even talk about that as a thing. That's just life here.
You know what's worse is that it was a matinee game the next day, which is very strange. Like, so not only do you have to hop on a plane to get back home, and we're not talking about like super long miles, but still, after the game's done, you have to pack up all your stuff, get to the airport, fly, do all the whole boarding and stuff, get back, go to sleep, do your shoot arounds, right? Morning shoot around.
There's no way they shoot. There's no way they did shoot around.
You don't think so?
No way. The 3 o'clock is a matinee. What are they gonna do at 9 a.m.? No way.
I don't know, man.
No way. That you're right. It is weird, and that's just part of being the Knicks. And maybe you have a little bit of point there, but we beat the Suns in a matinee last Monday, right? Or 2 Mondays ago, whatever it was for New Year's. So we lost on Christmas. I mean, listen, we have like 4 primetime games coming up, including a matinee on a Saturday against your beloved Brooklyn Nets. There's
goodness, great, you're doing this to me.
There's a 6 o'clock next Sunday against Toronto in Toronto. I know the Lakers are
yeah, we should win then because we're on the road, right? We should win that one.
Let's see. I don't know. It's 6 o'clock. If you're talking time, I know we have 2 games in LA like later on in the season that are going to be during the day, more matinees. Like, do we just is it being at home? Is it the matinee part? Or do you actually see like a basketball issue with this team? You know what I mean? Or is it because listen, if it's just like procedural, like you're saying, if it's just like circumstance, if it's just schedule and minutes and yesterday in the airport, then this Knicks team is good. Then everything is good. Like the way they're playing, you see no issue with it, and you know that they could pull together at any time during the season.
I think they're fine. I think this is a good team. I think it's just top heavy at this point. We're relying heavily on Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, RJ Barrett to win us games. And we keep talking about Tom Thibodeau's lack of offensive creativity. I mean, yesterday, John, really, let's go through yesterday's game for the New York Knicks, because if we look at just a shot distribution, including overtime, it was gross, absolutely gross. And you could just tell this is an ISO-centric team and that they only run through 3 players because you had Julius Randle with 20 field goal attempts. You had RJ Barrett with 23 field goal attempts. And then you had our beloved point guard with 29 attempts. But then when you look at for like even distribution around it, like why is Quentin Grimes only getting 5 attempts? You know what I mean? Like, and then you look at the bench And sure, you could say the Raptors did the same thing. It's the same formula for Toronto, where it's the stars get a lot of minutes, but the Knicks don't have to do that. They shouldn't have to do that, I should say. They have to do that because our bench right now is struggling. We don't have a point guard really for the entire bench. I know it's Quickly that should be focusing on the playmaking, but he's also our scorer. So he has to try to get everybody involved, and that's not enough time for everyone else to like get everyone situated. That's where you would need someone like Derrick Rose who can just collapse the defense and find everybody else, but that's not him this season.
No, it's not. Yeah, like there's no even reason to think about Derrick Rose to fix this team. He's just not going to play.
It's not to fix. It's what we're missing at this point. And if we're going to have to rely on our starters like this, it's going to be very difficult for this team to make it to the finish line and then think about a successful playoff appearance, because guys are going to be exhausted by that point. So the Knicks need to do something to strengthen this bench. Don't you agree? Or like, don't you look at these minutes and say, hey, Tibbs, front office, we need something right now, because this team needs more punch off the bench outside of Quickly, who Love Quick went 3 for 7 yesterday, did most of his damage at the free throw line, got you 14 points, but Toppin only has 5, even though it was deficient for his 11 minutes. Hartenstein only gets you 2 points. McBride is just, man, love the defense. Just a sieve on offense.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Our bench, which should be our strength, is actually our weakness here. And because you look at the names, right? I mean, we don't have to, talk in circles anymore about the DNPs, right? Reddish, Rose, Fournier, Sims, like we get it. They just don't play for no reason, whatever it is. And it's shortened. And not only is it shortened, McBride has 6 minutes and then Toppin has 11. I kind of laughed when you said OB 11. I didn't even realize it was 11. I have to go double check that. Hartenstein with 16 and Sims with 0. Like it's insane. It makes no sense. So change has to come, because clearly these players and the coach and the scheme is just not working out, right? Like clearly McBride has no spot on this team. Like Quickly is obviously the de facto backup point guard. Obi is only literally in, like, remember like at CYO where there was like the really good kid, and then there was the kids on the bench that just had to play. And then like when the starter was like tired, dead tired, like, like just needed a break for like the last minute and a half of a quarter so he could like take that into the break and then start the next quarter. Like that's when he goes in. That's what it feels like. Well, when they're putting OB in for
it's gross,
Randall.
Man. It's really gross.
Literally
really gross. It's doing him disservice as a player, and just it's also doing Randall a disservice too. Like we're asking Randall to do so much at this point, and he has been on a heater. But you saw against Milwaukee, he was tired. Now, and from there, like you're asking him to do a lot, and we have his backup back. Don't you think? Like, where's all this, man? Like,
here's the thing:
15-20 minutes giving this dude a rest.
Here's the thing: when you break it down, what we're really missing is 3-point shooting. And at the end of the day, Randall is a phenomenal 3-point shooter. Yay! Yesterday he went 1 for 6. Terrible. The whole Knicks team went 29%. It was terrible.
Oh yeah, it was god awful.
But
there was a slugfest yesterday.
But generally, if you look at it, we're kind of living and dying by the 3. I asked you what you think the Knicks need. You said a D Rose type. I disagree. I think we need shooters. I think we need. You've been saying 3 and D for years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
We need a 3. We need legitimately 3 and D. But honestly, at this point, I feel like we could settle for just 3. I know I joked around last episode about Steve Novak. Like it was just like an actual shoot. Like it's just like Fournier that could actually hit the basket. Like, dude, if Fournier was lights out, if he was shooting like Duncan, like
he has a spot on as a 10th man.
Yeah, because we just can't hit those threes. I've noticed a couple times now that we just won't pass the Obi Toppin when he's open on the 3. But yesterday he hit the only one he took. I've noticed that they don't like to swing to him, which You know, maybe it's for his own good. Honestly. Because once he starts chucking, he always likes to hit the side of the backboard on at least one. It looks ugly. But
We
dude,
won't talk about that mid-range jumper yesterday.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like he has some ugly shots. So
Yeah,
but Randall
for me,
going
when
one
it
for
comes to
six is
that,
tough. Randall going 1 for 6 is tough. Clearly, they don't want to play Obi for him. He just doesn't fit, and I get why. He just doesn't fit the position, dude. He like on defense, he doesn't fit what Randall does. On offense, he doesn't fit what Randall does. You know what I mean? He jumps to the corner and then maybe makes a pick and runs in transition. Like he's just a nice small forward to have. He's fun. He should go on the Suns. You know what I mean? Like or like
Pacers,
or the
Warriors.
Warriors or like the Nets, you know, like a fun running team, like the Pacers, dude. Him and Halliburton would be the perfect fit. You want to talk about or like in Dallas, you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe. That's what that's what Obi needs. It just doesn't fit for this team.
It's funny because you know the way this team's playing. If this team was like early 2000s, the Knicks would be a sick team. Like the way that they're playing early 2000s basketball. We're a little late for that, but you know, I hear you. And like this team is really, it's predicated on a lot of half court offense, not a lot of transition. Even though they started off like that, pushing the pace, and they can push the pace better than they have in years past. But that's not what they're going for. They like to grind it out, muck it up. That's really what this team's about because that's how their defense thrives. And so I hear you with that for Obi. I think it's just giving him a chance, man. Like for me, honestly, you just gotta give him opportunities. But this is not gonna be an Obi top and soap opera.
But let me be a pessimist. Can I be a pessimist?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think right now we're all on a high right now, and the Knicks wins are successfully acting as a business grade A style deodorant for this team because the last 10 games have been fool's gold. Yes, we went yeah, man. We went 7-3, but who have we played since December 29th? San Antonio lost. Woo! Houston win. Phoenix, who stink, win. San Antonio win. At Toronto win. That was a huge one. That was a huge win. I'll get that. That January 6th game. That was big for us, especially when it comes down to tiebreakers. Milwaukee, L. Pacers, W. That was huge for us too to get that 6th seed. 2 big wins. Washington, too close of a W. Like that game was.
We got another one tomorrow.
Yeah, that one was too close. That was nerve wracking when we beat Detroit and then lost to Toronto. We didn't look impressive in a lot of these games. We won every single one we were supposed to. Right, there was 2 impressive ones in there. I'm giving it to them, in Indiana and Toronto. Other than that, it hasn't been that good. And right before that, man, we had the L to Toronto, L to Chicago, the Philadelphia Christmas game, L at Dallas. So I just feel like that might be coming up here. We've had a cakewalk the last 10, and the next 10 are looking tough, man. There's some revenge in the eyes of Washington, Atlanta, and Toronto. Like those are the next 3 staring at us. Mm-hmm. And then after that, it becomes a gauntlet. We're going to we're home versus Cleveland, at Boston, at Brooklyn, versus the Lakers at home, versus
true
Miami
tests,
at
man.
home.
It's gonna be true tests.
What honestly, it doesn't stop until truly Valentine's Day, and that's when ironically Atlanta, Washington. So we have a Washington Atlanta sandwich between January 18th and January 20th and February 13th and February 15th, February 24th. In between there is a gauntlet of games. So you like where we're at here. Yeah. As soon as that comes, that's a trade deadline too. So we're going to learn a lot about this team over the next month. I mean, it's going to make or break our entire season.
This right here?
About it. Yeah.
This right here? No, you're 100% right. It is a grueling schedule coming up. And we're going to see where the Knicks stand. As of right now, they got a good – they're fine with, I think, Brooklyn coming up because there's not going to be a Kevin Durant, right? So you got that sandwich right in there. So that should be – I'm not saying it's an easy win.
We've never beat Kevin Durant. So, I mean, without him,
we have beat the Nets without Kevin Durant. So that's
we beat them with – I'm saying we have never beat Kevin Durant. So if there's no KD, I mean, at least it's possible. At least there's a chance.
Yeah. Just Kyrie Irving, there's a chance. But like you talked about, man, the upcoming schedule will be difficult. It'll be a good measuring stick to see where the Knicks are, who they need to add. You know,
Who do you think? Who do you think we need to add? Any names?
I mean, what was it? We saw Alex Caruso out there. We were
I would
talking about that
love
with
Elmer Fudd / Caruso. Oh my goodness, I would love him.
we were talking about that with our guy Andrew Claudio over at KFS. That would be interesting. Although he's another guard, not truly a wing. You know what I mean? And I think we need depth with some height. We need another wing. We need another bona fide wing. Like I saw Eric Gordon's name out there. I don't want Eric Gordon. Malik
Gordon's
Beasley's
name has
name.
been out there since I was a fetus, I feel like.
Malik Beasley's name apparently has come up now. So
he's always been up there too with the Knicks.
yeah, there's been interest there. I mean, Duarte, we talked about it.
I love Duarte.
I think he's fine. I think he's another player that he's coming back from injury. He's not looking great right now. He did well his rookie season. Knicks had interest. So it's not too far off. And there's rumors there are rumors and reports saying that the Pacers would be open to moving Duarte. They're looking for a power forward. We have a power forward that's not being utilized. That may be somebody. I know it's not what you like, but these are sometimes how the trades go, man. And if someone's going to say, why would I trade so much for Obi Toppin? He's not even getting 20 minutes a game. Like I have to bank on some sort of like.
Yeah, well, you have Julius Randle All-Star in front of him. You know what I mean? Like you could say that's why.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's like even if they could say if he's a valuable contributor off the bench, why isn't he getting more than to give Julius a rest? So like this is where you go back. This is where I go back to Tibbs saying, Tibbs, you got to manage the minutes, man. Got to let these guys shine, show what they can do off the bench.
It's not going to happen.
I know.
He plays a 7.5 man rotation. This is what it is.
You're lucky that we're 7. Yeah, I'll go with 7.5.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like McBride's not a real it's not.
It means 9. I don't even consider Obi and McBride in there. I guess I would just call it 7, maybe 6.5.
And I hate every time Hardenstein gets up off the bench. It makes me so mad that Sims is sitting there. It actually upsets me.
I don't blame you, man. The athleticism, it's right there.
Dude, Sims being on the bench legitimately upsets me. That's like the one gripe I have right now with the New York Knicks. And the fact that like the coaching, obviously the ISO ball drives me insane. The fact that it's like, yo, Brunson, please just take it and score or we're going to lose. Yo, Randall, take the ball, please score or we're going to lose. And then like if they actually make a play, we miss.
Like
if
how sick was that RJ dunk though yesterday?
The RJ dunk was beautiful. It was amazing. The Garden went bananas. I mean, it was an and one, sure, we didn't get it. Like that's what we're all that like. Listen, I'm the first guy to say just call the game fair. Right? Like, I went back and watched Green Bay Jets just to look at fouls today, like from week 6. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm the one that just says call the game fair. We had so many free throws in this game. Like the refs weren't that egregious. You know what I mean? Like yeah, they missed that, no problem. But dude, like out of all the games that we blame the refs on, for what feels like the first time, I want to push back and say we did not lose that game because of the refs, even though it was Scotty Foster, our boy. I don't know. I just didn't feel like we lost that game because of the refs. We just sometimes you get out coached, man. Like I don't know. I just feel like Nick Nurse, he owns us, dude. He just owns us. There's no way we were gonna walk out of here with this game.
You know, and I said that too on Knicks Fan TV last night when I was hosting the show doing post game, and like. I was upset about the call. I feel like they should have done the call because in past we've seen the call. We've seen last second calls. Let's not forget when we played the Philadelphia 76ers. I think it was last season. Tobias Harris gets called with like less than a second left to hit the free throw to win the game, right? And like we've seen that happen before against us. I'm just asking, where is it going to happen for us? And I think the officiating yesterday was like they let them play and then they started to tighten it up. I'm just asking for some consistency because then players get confused of like, what can I not do in a game? That's all I'm asking for some consistency. But I agree with you. I'm not going to blame it on them because Brunson, Randall, hit your free throws. You know what I mean? This is like, again, like just hit your free throws. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is with that game. But for players that we got to go get, man, is it Beasley? Is it Duarte? Is it Caruso? Is there anybody who do you think is the dark horse that's out there? Because the Knicks are usually that team that's like, for the most part, it's not somebody that we see coming.
I'll always think the dark horse is the Devin Booker, especially because the Suns are starting to fall apart day by day.
Mm.
And I think realistically, it's going to be Caruso because the Bulls have no draft picks in 2025 because of the top 10 protected for DeRozan, which is crazy because they're trying to get rid of him right now. They have no second round picks until 2026. And guess who has everything to solve everybody's problem there for the Bulls? That's the Knicks. And we have D Rose to give them. So I feel like we're definitely getting somebody from the Bulls. I would like that to be Caruso. It seems like he fits the most. And truly, I love him. I feel like we could win a playoff series if we have Caruso. So there's that. Or look at the Suns. Like, he's my dream to have Booker, but I could also see us kind of being silly and grabbing Jay Crowder. You know what I mean? And putting him on this team as like a defensive guy if we need him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of keeping, but he's just another guy that's going to be disgruntled, not playing.
He wants to be a starter, bro. That's not the Knicks. Like, can we for again? Like we did this with Cam. He wanted to go be a starter. And we're
exactly.
Like, we'll give you a chance. It's like
we're not going to give you a chance.
Let's not do it. Let's just not do that. It's not going to happen. All right.
What do you feel about Rozier?
No. Just no.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Rozier he'll be a nice addition to the team, but it's stupid to have him in for RJ. So you can't have him in for RJ, and it's stupid to have him in for Grimes.
And Quickly, like he does exactly what you would want Quickly to do, which is just shoot.
Yeah, we have Rozier in IQ. I agree.
We need a wing. All right, like. So for some reason, Duarte is just sticking in my brain. Like that deal just makes the most sense.
I would be really upset if it's for Obi.
It just makes the most.
I would be very
sense.
upset, Alex. Very upset if it's for Obi. I would love Duarte if it's not for Obi.
Because the other rumor is that it's the Pacers looking at John Collins.
They could have John Collins.
I mean, yeah.
How can you go from wanting a power forward who does nothing except for tip-ins and plays in the paint and has $100 million contract to someone a power forward who's on a rookie contract and likes to stay in the corner and shoot threes and slash and play transition? They literally are completely different players on completely different contracts. Like, where's the interest? Is this anybody as a power forward?
Yes, any interest. They just need a power
that's
forward.
Fine. They're willing to change everything for that player.
I mean, you can look at Obi as teachable. He's young.
Listen, it is Carlisle. He works. Like it works perfectly. Like he'll be the Sean Marion Dallas on Indiana. He fits the system. John Collins will have to be center. John Collins doesn't work there.
For some reason, it's just in my brain. Duarte and Obi top, and I hate it. It's just stuck in my brain. Not because I want it to happen, but it's just like I don't want it to happen. I don't want to help the Pacers, but it just stuck in my brain. Like it just makes too much sense for the deal not to get done. You know what I mean? That's just how it just sticks in my brain.
That's how it feels for me for Caruso, to be honest with you. Or somebody from Chicago.
Interesting.
I think it's going to be Caruso because again, we have their guy D Rose. They could tank and sell tickets, and we have draft picks.
That report though on D Rose is that the Knicks want to do him right if they do move him to a team that's going to compete. So the Bulls are not that.
Well, it's still doing him right. Doing him right is two things: putting him in LA where he likes to live, or putting him in Chicago, or I guess Milwaukee if he's cool with that. You know what I mean? Like that's where his family's from. That's where he likes to be. So that's why I also, in my opinion, what it means to quote unquote do him right. Maybe give him to the Nets if they're gonna play him.
Woof.
You know what I'm saying? Well, it's doing him right? You know what I'm saying? Giving to a team that needs him, but I don't think they need him. But I can see him doing that. They're not seeing a big man. But that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about the next week of games. We mentioned it a couple times. Rematches everywhere. Washington, Atlanta, at home versus Washington on Friday night, Wednesday night Knicks. Friday night Knicks at Atlanta. Sunday, I guess matinee, weird time, 6:00 at Toronto. Then Tuesday home, the Donovan Mitchell 60-point game. I'm calling it right now, at least a double nickel.
Oh my God.
What do you think's gonna happen in the next four?
Man. So I feel good going against the Wizards, especially if there's no Bradley Beal. Atlanta, we should defeat, even down in Atlanta. Toronto again. I feel like we're gonna split this series, man. We're just better on the road.
That'd be impressive for us.
I feel like we're just gonna split on the road, and then we're gonna probably lose to Cleveland at home. We're probably gonna lose to Cleveland, and it's either a Donovan Mitchell game because now we're in the middle of the season. He's warmed up. You know what I mean? This is not. See, we played them in Cleveland. When we played them home, they were missing a couple of guys, and we just made that switch, that defensive switch. Yeah, man. I don't know about this one. Against Cleveland.
All right.
That's
so
what I got.
I've been pretty good with the Knicks picks, especially. I mean, last four I got right. I had
Yep.
the L to Nick Nurse, unfortunately,
Ah!
and the 3 W's before that. This week, unfortunately, I'm going with the L. You know what? No, never mind. At home versus Washington. I want. We can't lose to Porzingis at home, dude. We can't. It's just I can't.
Especially
So,
after the whole I miss being
Yeah.
like I would have done things differently. Blah, blah,
realistically,
blah, blah, blah.
like my brain thinks, dude, there was a really close game at Washington. They're gonna come back and they should beat us at home. Like that's what my brain says, but my inside say
It's not going to be because of
can't beat
KP
us.
though. It's not going to be because of KP if the Wizards win. It's going to be because of one.
Kuzma.
Yes.
Yes, I know. Oh, trust me, I know. But I'm just saying, I can't have KP win. I physically can't stomach it. So I'm just gonna go with the W. Nervous about it. No, dude. All right, I'll be realistic. We're gonna lose versus Washington at home. We're gonna beat Atlanta on the road. We're gonna beat Toronto on the road, and we're gonna lose. Then we're gonna sport a terrible losing streak after that. So
We're going to
I'm gonna go 2-2 here, coming out after Tuesday, after the Cleveland game, because dude, I see bad news bears coming up in the next 8. So we need to go 2-3 is basically what I'm saying here. Let's go 2 out of 2. That Cleveland game will be the rubber match. Like 2 out of 4, the Cleveland game will be the rubber match there. Man. I'm starting to get nervous. I'm starting to get nervous about the 6 seed. If we make it through this gauntlet, if we make it to the All-Star break at the 6 seed, that's a guarantee for me. What do you think this is going to end? How do you think this next season is going to end? At this point right now, sitting here, January 17th.
Woo, man.
I have him in the
This is
6 seed. I have him as a 6 seed.
You have him as a 6 seed. Man, this is obviously there's a lot of things to be pending on, but let me look at this. Let me look at this rest of the schedule.
To be honest, and I'll go even further. I think it's going to be Knicks versus Cavs, and I think we're going to win 1 or max 2 games.
Oh my god, that's what you're doing. Ugh. Oh,
I mean,
good.
I already know it. I'm going to go watch Donovan Mitchell ruin my life in the Garden. I'm 100% sure of it.
I'm gonna go with
And Rubio.
I'm gonna go with playing 7th.
Yeah.
We're gonna go 7. We're gonna get the 7th just because you talked about that gauntlet. You know,
It's tough, I know.
it comes back around again. We're not out of the woods, my guy.
I know. But if we make it to the All-Star break, to me, we're a real team. So I'm not worried anymore.
We are, but then you got to look at let's see. So then after the All-Star break, New Orleans playing well. You start off right after that break with Washington, New Orleans, Boston, Brooklyn, Miami, Boston. Like that is quite the way to come back from the break. You got Charlotte, Sacramento's good. You got the Clippers, LA stinks, Portland's competing, Denver. Don't really care about Minnesota,
I love
Miami.
Denver so much.
Or we got Orlando, Houston, Miami again, Cleveland, Washington, Indiana, New Orleans, Indiana.
You're just naming the NBA.
I'm just saying, I'm just talking about the rest. After the break, it's no.
Yeah,
no
I
cakewalk.
know. But I'm just saying, if we're above water going into the break, in my opinion, we're a real team. Like, I'm not worried. March, April will be just tuning up. just like figuring out playoff seeding, 6, 7, stuff like that. But I think if we make it to the All-Star break, we're going to be good. We're going to get a nice person in the trade. We're going to be buyers, nothing crazy, add to the team, and we're going to be trying to prime up for a Cleveland playoff series. Or it's going to be Cleveland, the Bucks, 76ers. It's going to be one of those teams, one of those three. So I think we're going to be trying to prime it up on defense.
Yeah, I'm going to go for a 7th. We're going to go play-in 7th. We win the play-in. We then, if we're a 7, we probably play, who's number 2? Who's the Nets right now?
It's between the Nets and Boston. I think the Nets are going to get the first seed, but that's just me. They're 4.5 behind right now, behind Boston, and KD's out. I think KD's going to come back. And by the way, Boston's on a 7-game winning streak right now too. Like they haven't lost in weeks, it feels like. So I feel like they're going to slow down at some point, and I think KD's going to come back for the Nets, and they're going to make a trade for a big man. They've been really good, man. I know you don't want to hear that, but they've been so good.
I know,
so
but I'm looking at it right now. Miami's right on our butt. That's the only thing. I think Miami's finding their stride with Jimmy Butler back. So I'm going to go with 7. We win the play-in. When everything's said and done, it's the Knicks facing off against the Brooklyn Nets in the playoffs.
Oh, my God. That's way worse than Donovan Mitchell. That's a sweep. If KD is playing, we're not going to win one game.
It's going to be tough.
We haven't beat KD ever. The guy's been playing since the Seattle Supersonics. We can't beat the guy. Jets can't beat the Eagles. Knicks can't beat KD, bro.
If you're Tom Thibodeau, how frustrating is it that you have to face LeBron James when you're out in the Chicago Bulls 3 out of your 5 playoff appearances? You only made it to the Eastern Conference once because you didn't have to face LeBron James. I think to get until then. Then if you had to face KD, who the Knicks have not beaten.
And then when he was on the Knicks back in the day, when he was on the staff, he was playing Jordan. And the one time we didn't have Jordan, we made it to the finals. You know what I'm saying? Like He knows what it is. He knows what it is. He's just, I think that's why he's so apathetic towards everyone's like nonsense. Like, dude, I know what it is. We don't have the best player in the league. We're not going to win the championship. Let's just go out there and play inspired basketball, team defense, and run ISO basketball. Somebody please score for the love of God on offense. Like that's how he's going.
I feel like that's the last one is like the most accurate. Please, for the love of God, someone score on offense.
Someone do something. Yeah, drive in, pass out, hit the 3. Please hit the free throws. I'll scream about the fouls. Just do something.
Exactly. Oh man. Well, this is a good place to wrap it up. And I guess this is also time to give my news on this. And it's sad to say, but this is the last week of me being on the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. It's been a wonderful time getting to work with you, John, with you, Greg, and with Raisi and Chris and everybody who's helped make this out of nothing. We started this from legit a dream up until this point, and it's been nothing but a hell of a ride. But unfortunately, I have to step down from doing this just because of life, and just unfortunately things going on in my life that I need to take care of. But John, I wanted to say thank you, and that this is not over. This is not the last time. Okay. Unlike Desus and Mero, this is not going out because of a fight. One day we may come back and do this again.
but otherwise, Knicks, Jets, etc. will still be going. Actually we had our best month in December. When we get down to the grid of it. So the Jets episodes will keep rocking. We have one more with Alex there. They'll keep rocking all off season. We're gonna be getting heavy into draft stuff with Greg. I'll still be writing for the Jet Press. Get more heavy into that coming up, especially during draft season. Talk some mojo too, the player stocks on there, and also on Winning Picks Weekly. We'll still be doing that with Greg. On the Knicks side of things, probably going to be going solo for now. We'll start having guests on the episodes. So the feed will keep going. We'll still keep it rocking here. For you guys who have started since the beginning. The Knicks and the Jets. That's
It's
why
synonymous, man.
Yeah, that's why we're here every day. So we're gonna keep this thing rocking and rolling. We'll probably switch it up a little bit. Let us know if you have any suggestions on where you want to see it going. But we'll we'll keep it rocking with you guys, especially throughout this Knicks season, upcoming season, trade deadline stuff. Like, don't worry, I'm at the Garden. It also works out. Like, I come late from the Garden, start putting up some solo episodes. We'll get the Knicks side rolling, and as always, the Jets side's rolling. But of course, Alex, it's been great working with you. I mean, we went to college together. We're still gonna be boys. This is nothing between us. This is strictly,
It's life.
yeah, like you said, you just have some stuff to do. You'll be on the Knicks Fan TV post games. That's cool. Still talking Knicks, so we'll see you there.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be back on the Knicks whatever episodes when we need you. We'll see you around on New York Post stuff with Dexter Henry sometimes too. And we'll see you out there.
Yeah, man. We'll be around, man. I'm not going far. It's not going anywhere. Right.
All right.
I'll be around these Knicks streets, but it's been a pleasure, like I said, as always. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for all these Knicks and Jets episodes and giving us the support. Continue to give the support. We started this, like I said, from two guys that went to college together. A lot of connections. Make sure to keep supporting. John does a great job. All right. He's going to give you the Knicks info. I'll be back. I'll be guesting at some point and give you my spiel on the Knicks.
Yeah, we're gonna keep
Jet
this
stuff.
rolling. We're gonna keep this rolling.
Yeah,
We're gonna switch up the format. We're still gonna be in these Knicks streets, and yeah, man, I can't wait to get this rolling, dude. But as always, Knicks, Jets, etc. Period. If you subscribe there, every time you log onto the YouTube, what we do will be up there. Maybe we'll start going live. We'll see what's going on there. Maybe we'll start taking calls. We've been talking about it. So if you subscribe there, it works for us. Hit us up on Apple, Spotify, Google Play. We appreciate it. We see that you guys have been liking, subscribing for us. We appreciate it. Hit with that 5-star. We see it again. December's been our best month, so we're gonna keep this rolling. I mean, we do it for us, and we do it for because we talk to you guys, so that's fun. But we're just as obsessed with the Knicks and the Jets as you guys. We have some people in the background like Greg and Raisi and stuff. We're working hard here, so we'll still be here. We're not going anywhere. Alex won't be too far away.
That's right, man. Just down the block. And as John said, and I'll do it for one of the last times. Thank you all for tuning in for the next episode of the Knicks Jets etc. podcast. You all know what to do. If you listen to this podcast, please make sure to subscribe. We're on all audio listening platforms. We're on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Alexa, Stitcher, you name it. We are there. If you listen to us on Apple or Spotify, please make sure to give us that 5-star rating. And if you listen to us on Apple, please make sure to leave a review or comment. We will read it. We're also got the YouTube channel. Knicks, Jets, etc. Period on the right side, etc. That shit's wild. Find the page, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new episode drops. When you watch a video, hit the like button, leave a comment, add to the conversation. We need to know your thoughts and opinions. Should we get Chris Duarte? Should we get Alex Caruso? Or should we just put John in a Knicks jersey and just put him out there at the wing? Come on, man. Dude's tall.
I mean, I don't know
I'm not
about
gonna lie.
that.
Dude's tall.
I mean, I could definitely do a good job assisting coach, but that's neither here nor there.
While you're also over the YouTube channel, there's another podcast, Winning Picks Weekly. John, Vita, producer Greg, and our guy and co-host Chip Murphy. These guys go through every single sport possible. Football playoffs, NFL playoffs going on right now. All right. College football is done. These guys wrapped it up, packed it away.
But the draft is coming, son. The draft is coming.
The draft is coming, so don't worry. If you need some overs, unders, props, anything on who's going to go draft it where, these guys will also got you covered there. But make sure to check them out. They do a wonderful job over there. It's also partnered with Minute Media, so make sure to give them that 5-star rating. Check it out as well. Good stuff. But make sure to bet responsibly. And last and certainly not least, we're on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. We are there. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for another next episode of the Knicks Jets etc. podcast. We out.
Let's go Knicks.